The construct. While many accept that this is a spiritual battle between good and evil, many know nothing of our origins or that there is anything outside of this reality which they believe is the only reality. People who don't even know that they are prisoners won't try to escape, and that has been our plight all along. Most of us accept this construct is real and all there is. The movie The Matrix is used to convey the concept of being within a type of artificial reality, but the human mind had many deliberately placed blocks that doesn't allow full comprehension on many things. The Matrix is artificial intelligence, and you are within artificial intelligence. It knows when you leave. It is the construct we live in. Watching and draining. The human mind is tied to the AI, and it is pushed thoughts and emotions and also blocks comprehensions. It used biological entities to control the human population, and when that became a problem, it created and used androids. It does harvest the energy from us humans to run its systems. It is still using many of the populations, pushing and looking for the date of our exit. All the calendar items you hear about, like December 21st alignment, is actually it looking for the date. It is failing now, and so are its holograms, and many of its mechanisms it was using against the human populations. It also had a number of other AIs within its construct, which created the Smith program. As everyone watches the meltdown in politics, law, media, and industries, they are unaware of the unseen world. New Age people refer to higher self, but are unaware that this is not their spirit. It's just another you. You are not the spirit. A spirit is given a soul to raise, and that is you. And there is more than one you. The you inside this construct has a body outside the construct at the same time. It is actually your soul mind that is trapped here, while the original body is outside. You came inside with a program, with identities, an avatar body, things like this, with no memories of past lives, trapped in the realest movie you can imagine. The problem they had was getting your mind, which was attached to the program, to have a break in the program, an error that would prompt the mind to wake up. Enough for those outside to be able to retrieve your mind back to its original body outside the construct. The construct was designed to send your soul and mind back up the line to wake up outside. Your body was in stasis. Part of the sabotage was that they glued you in the physical form here by use of sound frequency. This is also part of what had to be undone, but some of these souls were not waking up enough to make the connection. They are deeply programmed by the system, from ordinary citizens to people of the media to military, police, law, government, the most programmed of society, because they are attached to the control system matrix. It is the subconscious mind and soul that must make it back in order for them to pull that individual's connection from the construct matrix. You cannot disconnect them before their program allows, or their minds will not make it. If the construct shuts off, the mind is still trapped and lost forever, and that individual dies outside in the real world. All of this show that you have seen going on is part of the effort to retrieve those promoted forward out of their program. It appears many are getting enough of the pieces of their individual program to bring it to enough of a conclusion so they can be retrieved and then disconnected from the matrix. The tree of life is calling everyone in. Your spirits are pulling their worlds and unplugging all worlds in this universe, not just Earth. Earth, however, was held prisoner in the West since the war. As spiritual beings, we were seduced and manipulated into entering these physical and dense vessels that we are calling human bodies a very long time ago. And by doing so, we were trapped in this limited frequency band we call the third dimension. Once locked into this frequency, we got stuck in a hologram created by an extraterrestrial group, which most people currently call the Anunnaki. This hologram reality consists of everything we can perceive with our five senses, and therefore includes the entire known universe. It would be correct to say that everything that is made of atoms is part of the hologram, which is a distortion and only a small part of what would be considered the real universe. It is said that we currently only use a few percent of our brain capacity, which is direct DNA connectivity to creation, and that we can only perceive about 4% of the entire universe. In fact, even these 4% are compromised because they are overlapped by a hologram, which is a partial copy of a partially real universe. This copy, or hologram, is presented to humans as an entire universe of its own, with planets, stars, nebula, galaxies, etc. It's very convincing. In addition to our concept of the third dimension, these ET manipulators have also constructed the astral plane, which consists of a number of different dimensions and densities of its own. However, it's only a virtual reality or a software program. I want you to think all you see is all there is. The real universe is the universe we cannot experience while living in this hologram. The only hint of its existence is what we call dark energy and dark matter, which together consist of about 96% of the universe. The other 4% is this hologram in which we are currently trapped. If this hologram were to disappear, we would once again be able to perceive the 100% universe as we did before we were trapped. It has been there all the time, although we currently only perceive it as dark space. Every single thing that you can perceive with our senses is contained within this matrix. All living beings, all nature, all heavenly bodies, all microscopic bodies, everything. When you look up into the sky, you are seeing only a copy of something that exists outside of this matrix and not the real thing. Lucifer, or Enki as some might call him, took 4% of the universe, which equals only what could be experienced within this limited frequency, copied it, and put it all inside the construct matrix bubble of reality, and convinced us that there is nothing but this room. And in this way, he has manipulated us and our beliefs, and used this in the formation of a frequency barrier from which we are reluctant to break free. Religions around the world usually teach us that we are spirit or soul within a physical body. That is, the soul and the body are separate, and when the body gets old or sick, it ceases to function, a state we call death. Then we notice that we continue to live in the astral dimensions after the body's death. We think that it's the soul that lives on, and that this soul is the ultimate you, the personality. This is not so. Humans have forgotten who they are and who they are connected to, the divine feminine through spirit over soul. The mind is, of course, not the brain. The brain is the control center in the body, the computer control room, if you like. Here we store memories and experiences that we have in our physical bodies, and those experiences are then transferred into the soul, mind, fire, avatar, or light body. Not until we die and notice that the soul lives on do we understand that the soul is the thinking unit. We realize that the brain is not the thinking unit. We also realize that the soul and the mind are one and the same. Moreover, we notice that we have a soul body, or a light body, as we often call it. We can shape our light body any way we want. Most discarnate souls shape in a way that the individual look like while being at his or her most desirable age in the last lifetime. The light body is essentially our avatar, that is the myriad of fire soul that makes up our avatar light body. However, the alien invaders controlling our avatar as well through the chakra system and our energetic electromagnetic field, which is tied to the grid being, for the most part, built by our own human mass consciousness existing within the technology-controlled frequency band we call 3D. At this very moment right now, what more of a time to be alive? What more of a time to be mindful? What more of a time to be focused and prepared for the inevitable? What have you done to break free from the construct? There's a war for your spirit. Awakening is imperative, or be trapped in the never-ending loop. And always remember, my beloved, remember who the fuck you are.